lofts. In Austin, I stalled and paused. My eyes crawled to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love your pride, look at her life. What's the meaning of life? Once subjected paradise, crystal chandeliers, moments reflected. Often mirrors appear, clear, grin from ear to ear. Craving and raiment and grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near, stay there. Remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you can see.
Boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello, everybody, and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark, and today it is Monday, St. Patty's Day. I have on my green. I hope you have on your green so you're not getting pinched, except for some of you weirdos who, I won't call you weirdos, but some of you people who are into that sort of thing. If that's what you're into, then that's what you're into, More fun for you, I guess, less for us, those of us who don't enjoy pain, but some people are like that, whatever. Anyway, how about the Thunder this past weekend? Took care of business on the Detroit Pistons Saturday night. Then, of course, on a back-to-back, took care of the Bucks. And the thing about the Pistons on Saturday night was no Chet, no J-Dub, no Wiggins, and then Dort got hurt. So we didn't play with. We played without Dort. And hopefully he's not too serious. I need to find out how bad his injury is. He stepped on SGA's foot and kind of did the splits a little bit, maybe pulled the groin or something like that, which will keep him out for a week or so. But anyway, hopefully he's not in too bad of condition because we will need him back for the stretch run that we do have coming up of these next 14 games. So that being said, or 15 games, whatever we got, I think 14. That being said, I'm so over these coaches crying about, the fouls. I mean, stop it. In fact, I'm just going to put this up here right now because it just wears me out. I had to put this up, and I was going to do this later on our team stats. But I'm going to go ahead and put this up because I'm wore out on this. Okay, people talk about us shooting free throws and talk about the fouls. Okay, I'm going to put this up for those of y'all who aren't being able to see what I have on my screen on YouTube, on Facebook. Fouls per game. We're 24th. We average 20.1 fouls per game. Our opponents average 18.4. We shoot 20.3 free throws. Our opponents shoot 23.9. So we're 27th in the amount of free throws we shoot. And our opponents are 25th in the amount of free throws they shoot. Now, SGA does shoot 47% of the free throws that we do make. So 47% of those 20 free throw attempts, which is, what is that, 8 free throws a game or whatever it is, 7, whatever it is, he shoots. Or I guess 8 or 9. He shoots. And so, to me, I'm going, I don't get it because he leads the leagues and drives to the basket. And you look at that stat right there, how are we not getting calls? And it's every coach that plays against us cries about SGA going to the line. And then for those of us who watch the game, we realize, hell, he should be shooting way more free throws than he's shooting. But the thing is different between SGA and James Harden, which they talk about, James Harden was a free throw merchant. And this one guy, I'm not going to mention his names, but he just wears me out. He just says stuff because he is an irrelevant person who got a chance to be on a national TV show, who says stuff for clicks, for people to talk about. But I'm not going to give him credibility by mentioning his name. It's ridiculous. Come on, bro. That says you know nothing about basketball. Why, if I can create a foul, I'm not going to go to the free throw line? And as I've said before, going to the free throw line does several things. One, it gives you a chance to rest. Number two, it gives your team a chance to rest. And number three, it puts you in position to relax, to get in a rhythm in shooting the basketball. And number four, on top of that, the most important things, it puts the opposing team in foul trouble, or one of their best players in foul trouble, which happened against Boston with Jaylen Brown getting in foul trouble and fouling out. Stop crying. Hey, John, what's up, brother? Hey, I'm trying to preach it today, man. I'm on my sermon deal today. Before I go have a few cocktails. By the way, I'm an Uber. Uh, anyway, it just frustrates me because when you look at the stats, what the hell are you talking about? Now, to me, we look at SGA. I mean, the commander and I, we were at one game with the Thunder game. I forget what game it was, and we were sitting there and we were almost wanting to count the number of fouls. I mean, like, come on, man, that's not a foul. But the difference between him and Harden is that he finishes. Because remember last year in the playoffs, this exact scenario happened. But the difference is SGA was finishing and not sitting down there throwing his hands up, crying about not getting a call, and the opposing team was running down the court. And then his team is giving up buckets on the other end because he's whining about a foul. That's not what SGA does. Number one, he finishes for and ones. Number two, he finishes and doesn't get the and one. Number three, he gets back on defense. So I don't understand what the situation is. We have been playing like this, and I listened to, I think it was ESPN this morning, and they were talking about the way, I think it was Kendrick Perkins. Dude, we've been playing like this for 4 years. But for those of us, those people who weren't watching us, none of you have no idea how we've been playing. We've been physical. We've been in your face. We've been shutting you down, and SGA closes the door in the fourth quarter. That's been happening for 4 years. But for those of y'all who said we sucked and you weren't paying attention, you have no idea. All you see is what's in front of you now. This has been happening for 4 years. We've been talking about this on the show for 3.5. I saw that. I said, look at this squad. What happened between Josh Giddey and SGA, the combination of the two, then Sam Presti adds in J-Dub. Then you add in Chet the following year and Kaysen, because remember you added Chet and J-Dub, but Chet didn't play. Then you add Chet and J-Dub, or Chet and Kaysen. Look what happens. The defense is there. The SGA is still there closing the door on people. Remember, guys, this is the third year in a row he's averaged 30 and shot 50%, better than 50% from the field. Third year in a row. He's going to be the only person besides Jordan that averaged 30 points a game, shot 50% from the field, almost averaged 5 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal, or almost 2 steals, and a block. Jordan is the only one that's done it more than once, and SGA is getting ready to do it, twice? I mean, look at what's in front of you to understand what's happening with the Thunder and what we got going on. So I'm over my rant with that. It just wears me out with these people crying about it. Look, now on the good side, we're 24-1 against the East. We just broke our franchise record for 26 overall road wins. You look at what the Thunder are and what we do. It starts on the defensive end. And what I've said is defense travels. Offense is offense, but defense travels. If you are able to shut down your opponent and you make it hard for them to score, at some point you're either going to get brought back in the game from a double-digit lead, a double-digit deficit. You're going to go ahead in the game, or you're going to end the game. Shut the door on the other team. That's what happens, and the Thunder go on a run like that, whether it's in the middle of the third quarter, whether it's in the fourth quarter, whatever. But I'm wore out on these teams talking about the Thunder and about officiating. It's stupid. We get calls because, one, we play defense, two, we're physical. But we've been doing this, we built this up over the last 4 years. So referees are used to understanding what they're going to get from the Thunder. We're going to be very physical on defense. And what happens in the playoffs? You're physical. It's a physical game. Less calls made. Okay. You want us to be physical? We're going to beat the hell out of you. But that being said, this weekend, what I really love about this weekend is two things. Kaysen Wallace and Kaysen Wallace. That's what I love about this weekend. He showed up big against Boston on Wednesday. Then he had the huge game against the Pistons, and then last night against the Bucks. He is really developing right in front of our eyes. And you look at what this young man is doing, and we were talking about this on After the Storm last night. Who SGA said he reminded him of somebody. It was Drew Holiday, one of our guys in our chat. I forget who it was in our chat last night, brought it up and said Drew Holiday. And that's what he reminds me of too. He plays great defense. He can guard 1 through 3, 1 through 4. And he can guard the 5 too because he'll get his hands on the ball. And he's going to knock down the 3, and he can also score. And he can create offense. Now, he's not quite a playmaker. He's a guy who makes plays. But That's who Kaysen is. And he's developing with J-Dub on the bench. Now, why am I saying that? We're not going to win the chip without J-Dub. I think that dramatically decreases the opportunity for us to win without J-Dub. We got to have him in order to win. Now, can we win without him? Yeah, you can, but the chances of winning without him that dropped dramatically. Now, K. Rich has stepped up in the meantime. Wiggins has gone back to playing defense, not worrying about offense. And then Chet has stepped up. And we already know Chet is going to be what Chet's doing, and we knew who Chet's going to be. He started out the year averaging 25 or 24, or whatever he was averaging before he got hurt. So we knew what Chet was going to bring to this team. So I love what we've got going. I love what we're doing. And then last night, it was in full effect in the game last night against the Milwaukee Bucks. Full effect. You look at the Thunder, 121-105, another double-digit win. And, people are, talking about, well, the Thunder haven't played close games. Because what did I just say? In defense. Defense. We're 56-12. 38-29 the Bucks are. But what do we lead the NBA? Damn near every category. When we turn the ball over, we lead the league in stopping people from getting points against us when there's a turnover. We lead the league in transitional baskets, people not giving, even though we gave up some transitional baskets last night, and Dagnon called a timeout and put that into that. So we lead the league in not giving up transitional baskets. We lead the league in not giving up baskets after a turnover. We lead the league in three-point percentage. I'm talking about these are all defensive stats. We lead the league in two-point baskets. We're second in the league in giving up points, and that's because we're scoring so many, so we give up more because we're scoring more. We lead the league in getting hands on the balls as far as deflections. We lead the league in steals. We lead the league in not getting the ball stolen from us. We lead the league in turnovers. Defense carries. And when you look at the Bucks numbers, 13 for 34, 39%. We lead the league in two-point percentage. We lead the league in three-point percentage. Those are things that are going to get you wins. Us, on the other hand, 10 for 29 from three, not very good, but 51% from the field because why? As I've said before many, many times, two-point baskets win games. Three-point baskets break backs. Okay? Excuse me. Two-point baskets win games. Three-point baskets break backs. Kaysen's three-point against the Celtics broke their back. Kaysen's basket against Detroit broke their back. Wiggins hit a three, broke their back. That's what three-point baskets do. They just take all the air out of the arena, all the air out of the opposing team. Rebounds, we out-rebounded 50-34. Pips, that's my stat. Pips, points in the paint. By the way, once again, we lead the league for averaging points in the paint. Team scoring points in the paint. We lead the league from that. We lead the league in three-point percentage. I mean, what else has this team got to do? What we do is, I can't think of what somebody had said about when the ball comes inside, we look like a bunch of ants or bees to a honey or something like that. Whatever it was something crazy. And then when they kick the ball out, we close out so quickly. And very rarely do the Thunder ever two people run at the same guy. So our defense, whoever does our defense is fantastic, coach. 60-36, they only had 9 turnovers last night. They took care of the ball. And that's something that that's been something that I don't like, a trend that I've been seeing lately is we aren't turning teams over. I don't like that. And that's been going on lately. 41-41 bench scoring, and then of course game stats overall. Chet, 16 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. And can I say right now, I'm gonna give Dagnon some love. His combination of Chet and iHeart playing together has been fantastic. Those two, the more they play together, the better. I mean, it's just, you can see them just getting more and more and more comfortable with each other. That's going to be an ugly stat for some people. It really is. K-Rich, 19 minutes, no points. He played way better, plus 16, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, 1 steal. K-Rich played good, even though he didn't score. He played good. Now, in our chat last night, I disagreed with one of our guys because he was talking about how K-Rich needs to play against teams like Denver. He said, no, he can't play against Denver. It's a matchup nightmare. He can play against the teams he can play against because you can put him at that 4, iHeart at the 5, or Chet at the 5, him at the 4, and it really makes a huge difference. iHeart last night, magnificent. 24 points, 12 boards. And we were feeding him all night last night. And he had, I thought he was going to pull a muscle on that one alley-oop that Kaysen threw him. But anyway, what an addition Sam Presti had. And him and Caruso, man, what two great additions to the Thunder. But as I said, exactly what the Celtics did. They added what? Porzingis, and they added Drew Holiday. And then they added two coaching guys to the coaching staff to help their coach. SGA, 11 for 27, not very good. Once again, 0 for 5 from 3, and he's been knocking down threes for 31 points. 9 for 11 from the free throw line. So we shot 25 free throws. He shot 11, which is 40-something%, which is about right. But once again, he leads the leagues in drives to the basket for the third year in a row. He's going to get fouled, and it's like I think it was Colin Cowherd said, all I know is I see him getting fouled when they call the fouls, and we see him getting fouled and they don't call fouls. We see both as fans. Cason Wallace, man, I can tell you, 27 minutes, 9 points. He played magnificent. Boy, he played good. He played really, really good. +4, I thought it was better than that. Jay Will, 14 minutes, 3 points, made a big three in transition in a half-court set, which was a big three for us as far as momentum when it was the time that he made it during the part of the game that mattered. Caruso, 23 minutes, 4 for 6, missed a three, but he just played real good. Man, he was baiting them in the fouls. He picked Damian Lillard one time so bad. Bro, you can't put the ball in front of somebody's face as a first-team all-defender. The hell you doing? He's going to take it from you. Then, of course, he passes the corner, and Wiggins knocks down the three. Of course, Isaiah Joe, 5 for 9 from 3, 19 points. And I've said this before. If Isaiah Joe is knocking down threes, we're unbeatable. If him and Wiggins and Dort are knocking down threes, we're not going to get beat. We're not going to get beat. Aaron Wiggins, 9 points last night, 3 for 8, shooting too many times. I want him to go back to just shooting threes and not doing a whole lot of other stuff. That's kind of what I want from him. Okay, we have 4 games left, and remember, we do 10 games. Those of you who follow us, y'all know we do 10 game at a time sets for the Thunder. And we are at game 6 of that. We're 5-1. And we lost to the Nuggets on a back-to-back. And I think it's almost like, in hindsight, looking at that game, it's almost like we did what we needed to do in the first game. And the second game, we were like, okay, whatever. It's what it seemed like. Because SJ only shot 14 times in that game. Okay? Then we come back. We beat the Celtics on Wednesday. Tough game. Saturday night against the Pistons. And I was surprised that we had the legs to do what we needed to do against the Bucks on Sunday. But once again, our relentless defensive pressure is just insane. It really is insane. So we have the Sixers on Wednesday. And hopefully I'll get to go with the Commander, because I have not been to a Thunder home game. And, God, I don't know how long it's been since I missed 3 games in a row. One, I was sick. And then the other 2, I had to work. So I missed those 2. Anyway, we play the Sixers on Wednesday, Hornets on Friday, Clippers on Sunday, and then the Kings again the following Tuesday. So we'll see how those games go with the Thunder. They should go 4-0, I would think, in those 4 games. Finishing with 9-1 because, once again, you have to stay, like SGA said last night. You have to be you can't just be winning. You can't go into the final season or the postseason 6-4, 9-1, 8-2, 17 out of your last 30, 16 out of your last 20, 17 out of your last 20, 16 out of your last 20, 15. You got to go on a winning streak. You can't go in there 10 out of 20, 12 of 20. You got to go in there with some momentum, which is what he's talking about. He was talking about last night that it's not what you do. It's not how you're playing now. It's how you're playing going into the playoffs in June. Because you got to have a rhythm going into the playoffs. And remember, guys, when's the last time we've been healthy as a whole more than 2 games? So we're not sure how long J-Dub's going to be out. We don't know how long it's going to be that we're going to be missing A.J. Mitchell. I know we should be getting something on him this week or next week on when he's going to be coming back. But we need him to get back. And then, of course, Dort, we don't know how the extent of his injury. I need to follow up. If somebody saw that, John, if you got that on when AJ is supposed to be coming back and when Dort and J-Dub's coming back, send that to me in our chat, would you, brother? But anyway, I'd like to know, or Randy, whomever has that information, send it to me. So I want to see kind of when that is, because We need to have everybody before the playoffs. We need to be in some sort of rhythm, 5 or 6, 7 games where we've all played together. I'm talking about as a whole, with SGA, with J-Dub, with Chet, with Dort, with Ihart, with Kaysen, with Caruso, with Wiggins, okay, with AJ Mitchell, with K Rich, with J Will, okay, with Isaiah Joe. As a group, let's go back. Let's figure out who we are as a group. What are the rotations that play together? Now we know that one thing about what the coach has done is putting our bigs together when SGA is not on the floor, because that's when we are at our worst. We're -3 with him on the bench. So we know that we have to have him on the floor. And I thought that the addition of, like last night he did with Wiggins, Isaiah Joe, Caruso, Ihart, and Chet in the second quarter. It was 24-26 in the second quarter, start second quarter, when SGA came back in the game. The score was 40-34. So those are things that matter. You got to be able to sustain that sort of thing. So, when I look at what the Thunder are able to do, what they're going to have to do to win is several things. One, SGA is going to do what he does. But number two, we've got to knock down shots. Number three, the defense has to do what the defense does. Okay? And number four, to me, the main thing is this. Everybody has to relax. And when the pressure starts, they start putting pressure on SGA. Don't resort to threes. Attack the basket. Because one is going to get the opposing team in foul trouble. Two is going to free them up because they can't guard SGA. He made a great pass to Ihart. Then Ihart makes a beautiful pass to, I believe it was K Rich. So our passing is great, and Ihart is magnificent at facilitating when that double team comes and SGA gets rid of the ball, which is going to make or break us, because I can promise you in the West, they're going to trap SGA. They're going to get the ball out of his hands. Now, there is ways to do that, because Ihart can come up and set the screen, and he can go around. What I'm saying is, if there's two guys guarding him on each side of SGA, one here, if Ihart comes in and sets the screen, he can go around the screen and get open and get into the lane and do whatever the hell he wants to do, which he's going to do whatever the hell he wants to do, period. So he can get around that. Also, if he wants to break the double team, he can. Now, the problem with that is it exerts an exuberant amount of energy, for him to do that. And he can't be doing that, especially when we're playing every other night. He can't play 38. Now, there's a difference between playing 38 minutes that feel like 45 minutes or 42 minutes, and 38 minutes that feels like 34 minutes or 35 minutes, which is what it seems like when SJ plays 38 minutes, except for the game against Detroit, because it was so physical. So, but most of the time, he's playing his minutes. He's really, he's exerting energy, but not so much. But you could tell in the Detroit series, he took it over. He closed the door when they were trying to come back in the fourth quarter, and he ended all the nonsense, which is what he does and what he's all been doing for 4 years. Is what we said. We play great defense, SGA closes the door. We play great defense, SGA closes the door. And if you try to get J-Dub to close the door and try to get him to do something he's not capable of, then we're going to get beat. Just play great defense, give SGA the ball, everybody else just relax and play. When he gives you the ball, do what you do. It's not rocket science here. So with that, I want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors. If you want to go see our guys over at SRB, if you have needs for engineering, surveying, and planning, they are fantastic. At building a new complex, they can lay it out for you, make sure everything is where it needs to be. Or if you have a water treatment plant in your city or county, they will make sure that you have clean drinking water. Oak Grove Trucking, if you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, hit our guys up. I know they're getting ready to add a new truck, and so hit our guys up. They can take care of any of your needs. And then, of course, YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender, member of the FDIC. Proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the OKC area. You can pre-qualify. By the way, we're going to be doing that this week. We're going to be at 2 or 3 different locations this week. So we're going to be out and about this week, out doing our show again. So I'm glad to know it's warmed up and we can get out and about and get some new followers and stuff to our show. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or you go into one of their 5 locations. The main bank at 401 Elm, 66 steps from historic downtown Yukon, Oklahoma. Miami East, which is off the Parkway and 66 or 39th Expressway. Miami Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. Miami Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks and I-40, just south of I-40, right there in front of the hospital. Cannot miss it. And then, of course, Miami Peoples, located in Bethany on 23rd between Rockwell and MacArthur. And then, of course, the House of Creed, handcrafted since 1760, Creed cologne. Or perfume. If you haven't had it, I'm just telling you. If, what they told me is, Matt, remember, pick the best for your best. And they're right. If you got a girl, or if you got a guy, if you got a girlfriend or a significant other, hey, go in there. They've got some great smelling perfume. Oh, my goodness, it smells good. So go in there and get some of their stuff from them at the Dillards. If you're a man, you have to go into the other women's dealer store on the west end of the mall. If you're a woman, you go into the east end and go see my girl Beth. She'll take care of you. Tell her that we sent you. And then Woodland Hills Mall in Tulsa, Town East Mall in Wichita, Oak Park Mall in Kansas City, Missouri, Park Plaza Mall, Little Rock, Arkansas, South Plains in Lubbock, Texas, and Westgate Mall in Amarillo, which I still have not been to Amarillo. I need to make a road trip out there just so I can go eat that steak thing. I want to see if I can eat that big old huge steak. I wonder if the commander's tried to have it. I need to talk to him and see if he's ate there before and try to eat that whole steak. I'm interested in seeing how that's going to work. But anyway, the playoffs are looming near. Here's the breakdown right now for the NBA standings. Okay, here are the NBA standings. The Thunder, we're 55-12. Are we 55-12? We're 55-12. For some reason, I thought we were 56-12. I don't know why I was thinking that. Yeah, we're 56-12. I don't know why that's wrong. We're 56-12. I thought that was wrong. That was from the other day. I didn't update that. We're 56-12. When I look at the Thunder and I look at who we are and what we're doing, our ability to beat teams, our ability to play defense, I'm not really worried about everybody, but I'm going to say this right now. I don't want to see the Lakers. I don't want to see the Nuggets. I don't want to see the T-Wolves in the second round or the first round. I want to see all of them in the finals. I want them to beat the hell out of each other because the chances of us going to the finals increases dramatically with those teams playing each other early. And what I mean is, right now in the play-in game, when you're looking at the play-in game right now, what it would be is the Thunder would play the worst team between the Wolves, the Clippers, the Kings, and the Mavs. Whichever the worst team that is, that's who the Thunder would play. Okay, so with that being said, for the Thunder, I'd rather us play that first round. I'd rather us play the Clippers or the Kings. And as it stands right now, the Rockets would play the T-Wolves, which I'm okay with. But the problem is the Lakers are the fifth seed. I want the Lakers to be the sixth seed, the third seed, the third seed, sixth seed, or seventh seed. That's where we want the Lakers. Okay? Because I don't think the Grizzlies can beat the Lakers, so hopefully that will squeeze them up into the second round. And we hope the Rockets, remember we play them in a couple weeks, so we've got to beat them. But we want to see, to me, the dream scenario would be Thunder 1, Nuggets 2, or the Lakers 2, Nuggets 3, Grizzlies 4, Rockets 5, Warriors 6, T-Wolves 7, and the Kings 8 or the Clippers 8. That would be my dream because then the Thunder would play those guys. Then it would be let's say the number 2 would be the Lakers. They play the T-Wolves. The Nuggets would have to play the Warriors, which is where they're at now. So the T-Wolves would have to play the Lakers. And then the winner of that would be those two playing the winners of the Nuggets and Warriors, which they'd beat the hell out of each other. The Thunder would have the Grizzlies or the Rockets. And I'm comfortable with that because of the simple fact that the Lakers, I don't care how big great LeBron's playing, he's still 40 years old. And Father Time is undefeated. So when you look at what that would mean to the Lakers and to what's going on with the Thunder, the LeBron is LeBron. He is 40 years old. So that means that the Lakers, by the time they beat who they beat, if they play the Thunder again, then this would be their third game in the finals. They would have had to play the Nuggets. They would have had to play the T-Wolves. And so to me, they would be worn out by the time that happened. And they would be worn out. So I don't see they can beat us in a final series. Now, I think it'd be tougher. I think we can still beat them if we play them in the second round. Don't get me wrong. But it would be a lot tougher game, a lot harder for them to beat us if it's in the if he's playing the Western Conference Finals, because he would have had to play 6 or 7 games against a team that's going to be physical. Then he had to play 6 or 7 games against the Nuggets or against the Warriors or against the T-Wolves again, and that's going to be physical. Then he have to turn around and play 6 games or 7 games against us, which would be physical. There's no way his body can keep up with that. No way. So that's why I believe that the Thunder have an opportunity to get to the championship series. And remember, we are 24-1. You heard me. We are 24-1 against the East. That's pretty impressive. Only loss coming to Cleveland, and we lost to them, which was a joke to me. I wasn't happy about that. But anyway, that being said, we do have the guy who's now minus 800 to win the MVP, as he should, because at what he's doing this year, Russell, when he averaged 30, he won it. We only know he won it because of the triple doubles. He didn't win it because he was the best player. KD won it because he was the best player at 32 point whatever, and SJ's at 34-4. So that's the difference in what they're doing. And when you look at the power rankings, here are the power rankings, or my power rankings. Okay, these are Matt's power rankings of who I think. I think the Thunder are 1, the Cavs are 2, the Celtics are 3, the Rockets now are 4, the Warriors are 5 because they're coming, the T-Wolves are 6, the Knicks are 7, the Nuggets are 8, the Pistons are 9, and I still like the Grizzlies are in. So, but I still like the Pistons, even though we beat them. That game was a lot harder for us to win. So that's kind of, I look at my top 10 power rankings. Thunder, Cavs, Celtics, Rockets, Warriors are my top 5. And then I've got the T-Wolves, the Knicks, the Nuggets, the Pistons, and the Grizzlies are my second 5. So when I look at what the Thunder can do, I mean, but you got to look at this. We'd have to play of these top teams. How many do we have that are in the West? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the top 10 are in the West. 6 counting us. So it would be tough. But let's get to the MVP. SGA is doing some stuff that's just crazy right now. 62 consecutive 20-point games. Now, Kevin Durant, excuse me, I'm sorry, has the record. And SGA has a chance to break that against the Lakers. So, by the way, Commander, we got to make sure we're at that game when he breaks that record. So, anyway, he has a chance to break the record for the most 20-point consecutive games in the NBA, and since the recent NBA, because I think Wilt has the record of 124 or 126 or something stupid. But I'm talking about this late record, since it became a league. The record was 72, and that was between when he was at Oklahoma City and then when he left to go to Golden State. So it got snapped in. So SGA is at 62 consecutive 20-point games. He's got 64 overall 20-point games, 42 30-point games, 12 40-plus games. Now remember, 7, or I don't know if you knew this, 7 of his 12 games were for 45 or more. So he's got 7 games that he scored 45 or more. And then, of course, 4 games of scoring 50 or more. Remember, he had 48 the other night. If he'd have been making his free throws, he would have had 50. But for his 5th. And he's got more than everybody else combined in the NBA, by the way, which is crazy. So is he the MVP? Yes, by all means, he should be, without question. So what are we watching? What are we seeing? We're seeing one of the best players in the league playing, and with the opportunity for us to really, really showcase who we are as an organization, who we are as a team. And it's so funny is, SJ, they were talking about how Dagnall does not promote him that way. And SJ goes, I'm not surprised, because he's not. He's not good. They're not doing that. They're not going to promote him. They're going to promote. Now, if it was J-Dub, they'd be promoting the crap out of him, but they're not going to promote SGA. And as crazy as that, on my show, on this show and on our show After the Storm, we promote and we say things that the Thunder don't even promote on air or during the games. We give SGA stats that they don't give. And it was funny is, we gave a stat. This was last week. The next Thunder game, the Thunder gave the exact stats that we had on this show and that we had on After the Storm. I'm like, why am I, and with only my few followers, my hundred and something followers that I have on my After the Storm, my Thunder post game analysis show, and you have thousands of fans, and I'm promoting stuff that you don't promote that you should be promoting. ESPN has to come up with stuff that you guys don't even promote, and you're his home team, and you don't promote the guy. You don't even promote the fact that when he's going to break the record and who is against. I'm breaking that. Why aren't you doing that? Why aren't y'all talking about who SJ is and what he's about to do and what historic things that he's doing that him and only Michael Jordan are going to be able to do? Y'all don't even promote that. You're not promoting him at all. ESPN has to. I have to. Other shows on YouTube have to. Why aren't you promoting SGA Thunder? I'm just asking. Why aren't y'all promoting him as y'all should? So now I'm done with my rant. I'm done with everything. I am going to thank you guys for this edition. I am going to go have me some green beer and enjoy this St. Patty's Day today. Try to have a little fun. And because my kids, I don't have to train any kids because they're out of town this week. So I'm good on that. So I get a day off. So that's fantastic. So I'm going to go enjoy myself, get my fat boy, and we're going to go and sit on a patio, his favorite patio, so he can run around and pee 25 times on every bush and every tree and every branch and every whatever in his favorite patio and backyard. And everybody else, hey, have a great day. Happy St. Patty's Day. Hey, remember, wear your green. Hashtag just saying. Peace out. Where am I drinking tonight, John? I don't know. I'll text you, brother. I'm not going to say that on air.